Well, India's economy is projected to expand by 6.9% in 2024 and 6.6% in 2025 as the United Nations has revised upwards India's growth projections, and it will mainly be driven by strong public investment and resilient private consumption. Pharmaceuticals and chemicals exports are expected to expand strongly. The world economic situation and prospects as the mid-2024 was released on Thursday, and the economic growth projections for India in the mid-year update, they have been upwardly revised from 6.2% GDP forecast made by the UN in January this year, and the projection in January for India's GDP for 2025 remains unchanged at 6.6% in the latest assessment of the economic situation. South Asia's economic outlook is expected to remain strong, supported by a robust performance by the Indian economy. The update said that the consumer price inflation in India is projected to decelerate, staying within the central bank's medium-term target range. Similarly, inflation rates in other South Asian countries declined in 2023 and are expected to decelerate further in 2024. In India, labor markets indicators, they have also improved, and robust growth and higher labor force participation is visible. The report also said that India's government has remained committed to gradually reduce the fiscal deficit and is seeking to increase capital investment. The report also notes that several large developing economies, Indonesia, India, Mexico taken into consideration, are benefiting from strong domestic as well as external demand, and growth in global trade is expected to recover in 2024. Okay, Akshay Dongre has been following this story and he joins us now with more on that. Akshay, what are the reasons for the growth trajectory being predicted for Indian exports, especially pharmaceuticals, as was mentioned here?
Well, Mark, absolutely. The report that has been published by United Nations Economic and Social Affairs Committee clearly exemplifies the fact that in the past 10 years especially, the steps that have been taken to ensure that India not only is a huge market but also a huge manufacturing hub for the rest of the world. The Make in India initiative and strengthening of the manufacturing industrial network here, complexes in the country, not just situated in one part but spread out across the country, can in fact turn India into not just an agriculture market but also a manufacturing hub as well. However, when we look at all of the aspects that have been given by this report in the United Nations, it talks about political stability, it talks about the fiscal deficit and how capital investments has become in fact a key thing that is driving the growth upwards. In fact, when we look at the report, it said that even if the fiscal deficit is brought down by the government, it is likely that the capital investment will continue, that will be pushing the growth further. And 6.9 is a figure that has been given by the United Nations this time. The government of India has been positive about the GDP growth, in fact crossing even 7%. There are other global economic agencies that have been projecting an even higher growth rate for the Indian market, for the Indian economy, and this growth that is taking place this year is not just limited, or it's not just a one-off growth spurt that is taking place this time around, but also in the next coming years, if the similar kind of political stability, economic initiatives are taken by the government of India, and if the trajectory that the economy has been continues to be, then we can see in fact even a higher growth, different from what the United Nations is speculating right now. But when it continues on the same trajectory, it can even go higher and can cross 7 or even 8% in the near future as well. Back to you, Mark.
So given what you're saying then, Akshay, how quickly is India poised to become the third largest economy in the world?
Well, it's likely to happen anytime in the next couple of years. What we are seeing around the world is the fact that not only there is a stagnation in the global economies around the world, but there are only a few economies that are in fact outperforming the international average, the world average of economic growth. When we look at countries in the top three, that are the US, the Chinese economy, and the Japanese economy, there is not much growth that is being seen in the US economy. The Japanese economy has also stalled, and in fact when it comes to the Chinese economy, it is seeing a downward trend, given the fact that the growth movement has in fact stopped, largely when it comes to several sectors of the Chinese economy. And that all of these factors combined with India's massive growth can turn the country into the third largest economy in the world anytime in the next 1 to 2 years. And that is not a very long time when it comes to such an economic growth that has taken place in a matter of decades. In fact, only to be competed with China. India and China has in fact become two great examples when it comes to showing the world of how policy-driven
Right.
initiatives taken by the government can in fact lead to economies